Hello everybody, welcome back to the next video in our series of building our 4-bedroom house. Thank you for watching the previous video where you'll see on the screen the completion of the ground floor block work. So we will be moving on today to talk about the decking stage of the build.
This is the plate man. He's here taking the measurement. So I'll send you the quantity. Alright.
So after the guy came and took the measurements, foreman Mike sent us the quotation over for the metal formworks. What we wanted to do was get quotations to compare plywood and the metal formworks.
Yes, after we got the quotation, comparing it to plywood, because we will need at least 70 pieces of marine plywood, which was more expensive than going with the metal formwork, which includes the renting of all the plates. It comes with all acro bars, everything they need to put that together, and it was far cheaper than going to buy the plywood and buy a lot of bamboos, because we think that is not very sustainable, especially where you're considering that you only going one floor. We're not doing 2-3 floors. So in terms of sustainability and cost, it was more relatively cheaper to go with the rental way than the plywood.
Here you'll see the guys at the timber market, they are purchasing the 2x4 wood. He purchased 105 pieces and there was 75 Ghana each at the time we purchased them.
With regards to the bower boards for the beams and the beam plates, we used 140 pieces, but these were the existing boards that we bought throughout the stages, from the foundations and the column and lintel works, and also a friend which is building nearby also gave us some additional boards to make up about 140 that we use. So I guess what is good here is that if you can use the board that you used before, that will save you a lot of money. Or if you got someone building nearby, it will be good to speak to them. If there is any board that they don't need immediately, you can always share, use those boards.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth sharing among friends that are local as well. It's always helpful. You're not always going to be necessarily at the same stage at the same time, so it's good to share as well.
Yeah, so as you see here is our friend house that we store our materials, because the site is just across the road, so we store our materials over there.
I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers that's joined the family in the past week or two, and also thank you for those who have been returning. It's great that you're seeing the journey throughout, and we do really enjoy engaging in the comments and the conversations that we have. It's all good for us all to learn and understand the process and kind of take advantage of everyone's knowledge.
Yeah, if you're one of the people who regularly return to watch our videos but you have not yet subscribed, according to our data, it's about 70% of you regularly comes and watch our videos, but you are not part of the family yet.
Come on in, it's free. Come and join us.
Yeah, it would be great if you give us a support the channel and you subscribe, comment and share. That would be great.
Thank you.
As you can see on the screen now, I have the first delivery of the metal plates, formworks, and some macro bars. They come in batches as they needed, because the guy was scared that if he leave all of them on site, someone will come and steal them.
So you can see they're now starting to do the formwork for the beams. I really like getting these videos because it really gets me to see the size of the windows and start forming a vision of what's been on paper for quite a while. It's nice to see them from the window sizes and the doors.
Yes, and also as we project managing this process back from the UK, it's good to see what is happening, ask questions if things doesn't look right. I just keep the process going to make sure that what is happening is exactly what we envisage or we dream about this building.
Yeah, because even when we was on site, when we was in Ghana, even as they started doing a few of the block work, we made on-site decisions to get rid of one of the windows, didn't we, in the living area?
Yes, I think changes are inevitable when you're building. It happens all in construction, particularly when you design something and you see it in real life. Sometimes you just need to make changes because it's not exactly as you dream about. So I think when you're building, you should not be scared of making changes.
So here you can see the guys now preparing the 2x4s and starting to put the structure together.
Yes, they do all this so that they will just put the metal plates just when they finish on top, then the decking is done.
Yeah, you can see also that we used the acros instead of multiple bamboo, which they tend to use a lot more bamboo, isn't it?
Yes, I guess against one of the things we didn't mention earlier was about the weight of the concrete because our engineer suggests that we might need to increase our concrete to about 8 inches instead of the 6 inches because of the 25 which we had to use. So we were just concerned about that, so we decided to say, yeah, the metal plates with all the acros with additional support will be the best way to go.
Yeah, if you can, what you're seeing now is the kitchen and the second living area. So that is the one that's got the largest span and it's open area. So we obviously the size of the metals that we had to use to make sure that would be really strong. That's why we had to make it thicker, but visually it's worked out really well. Once we've had the floor cast, we're really happy with the open space.
Yes, it wasn't cheap to use 25 and 20 but at the end I think we're happy with the result.
Yes, we were really happy. And I think one of the things going into this project is we always knew that it was going to cost more than what you can build. We know we can build it cheaper, but we have a vision of what we want it to look like. So we always anticipated every stage of the build is going to be more costly, but it's going to last. And that's what we want, isn't it, for generations?
Yeah, I think if you compare how much we pay for a 4-meter extension back here in the UK, we will build this house cheaper than what we pay for a 4-meter extension here.
We can build the full house for the same as an extension here in London. So yeah, we're happy, but
yeah,
it's what's individual. Everyone's got their own ideas.
Yeah, and I guess the information we'll be providing in terms of the cost per square meter, the idea is to help you compare with yours, or if you are in the process of building, to say if someone is spending 97 quid a square meter on his build, how much will yours be? Because the bigger your house is, the more expensive it's going to be.
That's true, isn't it? Because we see a lot of houses are being built that are substantially even larger than this because of the size of families and stuff. So although it might be more expensive, but it's not size-wise, is it, in terms of how people are building even massive houses, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that the basic rule is the bigger the house, the more expensive it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Your ground condition, if you're on a slope, it's going to cost you more money. And the more walls you have, it's going to cost you more money because you need more blocks. So I think all these things come into consideration. But the point we try to do on our videos is to give you cost per square meter. In case if you are trying to build something in Ghana or the whole of Africa, it would be a good point just to see how much it's costing to build in Accra.
Drop a comment below and let us know where you're building and what your building costs are like. Let us know your thoughts and feelings about it. We know internationally it's tough times for building in terms of materials, but yeah, just give us a comment below and let us know what your thoughts are.
As you can see now, the guys began to put the metal plates on now. It's taking shape.
You can see the neighbourhood that we're moving. Look at that nice sunset.
Yeah.
I can just imagine myself on my al fresco. One day, hey?
Yeah. Actually, by this point, they were 2 weeks in, and I think if you consider how much they charge cost per square meter, and it was 28 Ghana cedis a square meter for all the cabinetry work and the metal plate installation, which is quite reasonable if you compare the amount of work that these guys have to do.
You can see the image there of the front of the house. A lot of people get it mixed up. They think the image is at the back, isn't it? Because we don't film often from the front because there's a wall closer. That wall will be removed.
And also anyone who comes to the side come through the access road, so that takes you to the back. So people think that is the front of the house, but the front is actually at the
Yeah, there's two sides of it, isn't it? There's two roads. There's an inner road and an outer road.
Yeah.
So although the inside road where the delivery is, that road is only for 3 plots, so no one will actually pass through there, will they?
Yeah, we have to see whenever everybody is around building, then we decide. So this is actually the back of the house.
You can see, yeah, this is the back. This is where the pool will be. Where Mike is standing, he's stood in the pool. Yeah, so this is the back of the house. So what you see there is that one feature column is the alfresco, which goes into the kitchen and dining. So what we're going to do now is just give you a little bit of a breakdown for this stage of the first floor decking and beam formation.
Yes, I guess if you are going to use this rental approach, the metal formwork, I think what you got to be careful is the estimate they will give you for your 2x4 wall ball and nails are all estimates at the time they come to site. So you should be prepared that will not be very accurate, depending on how many walls you have, how many beams you have. So just be prepared. Allow a bit of contingency on top of whatever they tell you in terms of the wood and the nails. But in terms of the actual cost for the metal plates and their workmanship, it's a fixed cost. There is no change to that. The way we deal with them is we pay them in stages. When they bring the material to site, that's when we pay them in stages. And the final cost, we pay them after the casting of the slab and they came to remove the formwork. That's where we pay the balance. So just be mindful of that. So for our metal decking, the cost for the rental was £591. For our viewers from Ghana, that was 8,120 Ghana cedis. In terms of the installation, it was £413 or 5,684 cedis. As we said before, this cost in terms of the installation is the charge cost per square meter. So our quote was 28 Ghana cedis per square meter. So our total cost for the decking was £1,783 or 24,519 Ghana cedis. In the US dollars, this is about 1,900 US dollars. These were done in January this year. Please note this cost excludes the Wawa boards 140, which we have to reuse the existing boards we have and also borrow some from our friend nearby. As you can see now on the screen, it's a full breakdown of all the materials and labor in putting up our decking. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. In terms of cost per square meter, this was £8.83 a square meter or 121.38 Ghana cedis a square meter, or in the US dollars is $9.41.
So that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Please do kindly like, share and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you all. See you next time.
We'll leave you to just have a glance at the 4D video walkthrough so you get an understanding of what we're aiming for. See you in the next video.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.